right. Good morning, everybody. We're back. I'm in a new spot, so I'm trying to figure out my aesthetics. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I don't know. It's how you look.
My situation.
Your situation?
Yeah.
There you go.
So new chair, new day, new year.
You're looking marvelous.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah,
Thank you so
yeah.
much. It's February, and it's January. Okay, so it's February 1st.
Okay, you got me confused
Okay,
already.
hold on. Let me stop. Reeling it back in. So it is February.
Yep.
It is 40 degrees out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, January was the longest month, like, on history.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It seemed like forever long, and it was nice out, but jeepers.
Dale, the producer, wore shorts in here yesterday.
Dale, the producer.
Yeah. He wore shorts.
But he's a runner.
Yeah.
Runners
yeah.
do weird things like that.
Yeah. They're a little different.
Yeah.
It's like goalies. They're a little different.
It's kind of like your fuzzy Crocs.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Ew.
I wore them last week, too.
Yep. Break them out with your jorts. So
There you go.
So sitting over here, my hair's got an extra glow to it on this side. Do you think?
It kind of does.
I think so.
Wow. Look at that.
I feel like it's the new situation over here. So, all right. Well, all kinds of stuff has happened. I know my mom tried to tune in last week. She was a little confused. So I'm trying to do this every other week now. So I don't want you to feel withdrawals. So if you feel like you are having withdrawals, you can always go hit up YouTube and listen to some past episodes also on the podcast app. So I don't want anyone to feel like Tuesday morning they don't get their fix. So hit up those previous episodes if you need a little love. So, So if you're just tuning in for the first time, this is Put a Fork in It. Yay. Grand Forks' most exciting talk show, video show, podcast, whatever you want to call it. Happy to just have you here. My name's Courtney Barstead-Logan. I'm a realtor here in the Grand Cities with eXp Realty. You can find me on social media at Grand Cities Living. You can find these shows on YouTube, on your favorite podcast site. There's a link on Twitter at Grand Cities Life. There's probably something else on the dark web. We don't even know. I've never been there, but I'm sure that you can find it there if that's where you linger. So.
Might not have the same title, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I've never been on there either.
Yeah, okay. I was like, I'm not sure. I don't want to open that.
It's like when I tell people about our show called Dirty Thursday, they look at me like, it's not what you think.
It's not. Yep.
Yeah.
But you might get some people that tune in just
Oh, yeah.
because
yeah,
of the
yeah.
title,
I want to see
right?
something dirty.
Yeah, they want to see something dirty and put a fork in it. So, well, I'm excited because it's one of my favorite weeks. I know it's called Giving Hearts Day, but I like to have it as Giving Hearts Week because the fun has begun, and I am so excited to have my friend Emilia Hodgsen here from the Grand Forks Foundation
For education.
for Education and Alumni Network.
You got it.
Yay.
It's a long one. It's a long
know.
one.
I love it though. Yeah, I had to type it out this morning. So, you're a second timer here, a returner to the show.
I am.
A veteran.
Yeah.
You have such a nice setup here. I just.
You feel like
look
you're in
at-
my living room?
Yeah. I mean, I need this kind of Zoom background. Mine is always just like piles of paper behind me, and it looks a little chaotic.
Same.
So I could use this treatment.
I got you, girl. I'll send it to you afterwards.
Thank you.
Anytime. Yep, I'll get you a living room, even if it's virtual. So, Giving Hearts Day, we're both big fans of what it is, but wanted you to share a little bit about the day and then what you're doing at the Grand Forks Foundation.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. So I also am just the love you feel this week participating in Giving Hearts Day is just so awesome. It's such a bucket filler.
Oh, yeah.
And there are so many, it's a great reminder every year about the great work being done in communities across North Dakota, Northwest Minnesota, and the people that work really hard to do that. It's a nice way just to celebrate everything we do and the impact that we have on the region. So I feel like I am a Giving Hearts Day vet now. I think it's almost like rings of a tree. Like if you cut me in half, it's like, how many Giving Hearts Days
How many
have you survived? I think I'm up to like 8. This might be my 8th.
Okay.
And we still have ones this year in our collaboration of Grand Forks nonprofits. It's their first. So it's kind of
Do
exciting.
they call you and ask you for tips and tricks?
And I always have to do a disclaimer. I'm like, I'm not an expert, but here's, my opinion, or we really try to help each other out. We have a really great collaborative. You might have seen our digital billboards around town. We have a group that gets together. We have a private Facebook group where people can ask questions, and we really do live by the motto that a rising tide raises all ships. So the more we can lift each other up, the better it is for all of us. And the real winner is the Grand Forks community. So that we're again participating at the Grand Forks Public Schools. So I'm the executive director of the Foundation for Education, and we are there for the direct benefit of the Grand Forks Public Schools. We've been enriching the public schools with grants, scholarships, alumni services, and special projects for over 30 years, actually. So
that's so awesome. And I know a lot of people don't know the work that you all do and the different, projects and grants. I see different teachers posting throughout the year that they got a grant for something special for their classroom or something, and how cool that is when I see, and I know where that came from now. So
just feel like Oprah Winfrey twice a year. We just get to just give out money and support our teachers who already always are, we feel, going above and beyond for our students. So if we can do something, and we have a lot of donors and people in the community that want to help, so we're the facilitator for that. So we're excited again for Giving Hearts Day this year. We're doing actually something different, something we haven't done before. So our board of directors has taken some funds that were board designated funds that they were holding on to, and they are directing them to establish a new literacy endowment. So when we do those grants that you talked about, we have some specific endowments for the arts or English and mathematics and science. We never had one specifically for literacy. So when we went to go grant those projects across the public schools, we had to use unrestricted dollars, which there's a limited amount of. And books never go away. And I believe literacy is the building block of all learning. If students are struggling to read, they struggle in all sorts of their academic life. So we're super excited to have this, and we probably fund 5 or 6 literacy grant projects every cycle. So this is going to make a big difference. And people who give to the foundation on Thursday, it is a permanent gift. Like if you give $50, that $50 stays in the principal of that endowment, and your gift is going to last well beyond this year. So
that's awesome. I know each year you have a different project that you're working on. One year it was busing. This year. Now, can you share a little bit about what those literacy projects are for people that aren't familiar with them?
For sure. There's a wide range, but I think most people would understand like classroom libraries. And I think people think that those are funded through the district, and unfortunately, they also have limited dollars, so they have to go to specific curriculum and other things. So many teachers build those classroom libraries over time and at their own expense, or at the expense of friends and families, and a lot of people do the wish list and the donor choose and stuff like that. But having access in the classroom for those students makes a lot of difference. If you go to our Facebook or Instagram over this last week, we've posted some pictures of some pretty incredible classroom libraries in the district and some quotes from the students on what that means just to have that access. Yeah. And I'm going to use access again because a portion, the Myra Foundation gave us a grant for $5,000 for the Little Red Reading Bus for matching funds. So $5,000 raised on Thursday is also going to go towards our little mobile library on wheels. If you've seen us around in the summer, that is all privately funded, and we wouldn't be able to do it without partners like the Myra Foundation, and we have other community partners and donors. So again, that's right to access, giving those kids in the summer going to the park. We usually try to do our schedule around park district programming, so we know when the littles are going to be at the park, and also summer free lunch sites. So we know that families are traveling to the park to get lunch, and they can also get a book. And that's a completely free program thanks to days like Giving Hearts Day on Thursday and to wonderful donors that we have.
So I love this, and I didn't realize how expensive kids' books are. Yeah. It's absolutely wild. We have a giant library in our house just because I can't stop buying them, or we loved, we got them as gifts, which is fantastic. But I love doing the wish lists for teachers at the beginning of the year, and I'll go through them and I'm like, oh my gosh, like $16 for a soft cover, the Day of the Crayons, didn't color or whatever it is, and I love books. I want to do it, but I'm like, wow, I try to set a little limit because I try to fund a lot of wish lists, but one book equals a lot of school supplies. And so I think sometimes when teachers say, I need the crayons, I need the, their things, that one book, doesn't get purchased. So
It
it's
doesn't,
wild.
but it lasts a long time.
Forever.
And I kind of went off, I got a little bit sidetracked because you asked what type of literacy projects there are. Classroom libraries is just one of those. Sometimes there's specialty text.
Yep.
We just did a grant for Emily Kulas, the librarian at Red River, for nonfiction titles. She's totally revamped the Red River Library and put in all these wonderful new up-to-date, kids aren't checking out books that were written 30 years ago. They can go to their phone for that. So some updated titles. Another specialty thing, they call it high interest, low readability. So you have struggling readers at the middle school level. Well, they don't want to read a book that was written for their reading level because the content doesn't match. And it's kind of, I don't know if embarrassing is the right word, but they want to read something that interests them. So we have to purchase these specialty texts that are written at a lower reading level, but is a topic of interest to them. Social emotional learning books. So there's so many different types of literacy projects that can be funded or will be funded through our new Empowered Literacy Endowment.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. And what a good way to contribute and know that that's something, it's not an item that's going to be, quickly used, consumed. It's going to be there, potentially for your kids when they come to school or your grandkids.
And that gift is permanent. It's going to last for years.
Yeah. So this is a silly question, maybe, I don't know, but if a classroom grant happens, does that stay with the classroom if the teacher leaves?
It's a really good question. It actually does stay at the school and the classroom unless there's been some special consideration or request made to the foundation. So if an educator leaves the district, those books are barcoded and in the Grand Forks Public School system for that school, and then it's usually up to the administrator or team lead, teacher lead to decide. But those books can't leave the district.
Okay. We love the barcodes. Yeah.
We love the barcodes.
Yeah.
And actually, this is a good opportunity to give shout outs to some people that work behind the scenes. And it is the staff at the Mark Sanford Education Center who, when we do these grants and we're able to fund these, a box just doesn't show up from Amazon and you throw it on the shelves. Those all have to be individually touched and scanned and processed. And a lot of people don't know that. So shout out to my girls.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's, yes, after
The people
working
behind the
higher ed,
scenes.
Yeah, you have a stapler, you put a barcode on it, people. You know, can't leave. But there's so many restrictions too. I know you all do a lot of grant writing and whatnot, and so there's just so many pages of rules and things that you have to think about.
Yeah.
So it's awesome that you have a staff that can go through and understand that, because the better you do with them, the more you get.
Exactly. And I mean, shout outs to the teachers. Teachers are so busy and they have so much going on, but to be able to go above and beyond for their students and take time to write a grant. And that's extra work as well. And the foundation's board of directors understands and appreciates that and their effort to try to improve their classroom for their students.
Yes. And we, by nature, are not grant writers. Just like by nature, we are not accountants when it comes to tax time. So I think that always takes that extra step, and, even coming to see your team and saying, how do I do this, and taking that effort, because I've read some of those grant applications and they make me quite confused.
Yeah.
So kudos to you.
Well,
for
we
the
try
work
to
you
make
do.
it ours.
Yours are probably a little nicer.
They are a little more teacher friendly,
Yes.
but it still takes time and effort.
sure.
And the reporting on the back end, we're really trying to take a hard look at our data when it comes to awarding grants. And so we know the next cycle we can go back and say, they had real success for this at Century Elementary and it went really well. So yes, let's fund this at Lewis and Clark. We want to do that because we also really take pride in being good stewards of our donors' money, and we want to make sure that we're directing it to fantastic projects, which we are, because our teachers rock. So yeah.
Absolutely. So Giving Hearts Day is not open to, it's open to every nonprofit, but not every nonprofit is involved, because there's some steps as well to being Giving Hearts Day. So can you share about how you all are associated with Giving Hearts Day?
Yeah, so we signed up, like I said, maybe 8 years ago. I guess I should chop my arm off and check my rings in my tree. But the Dakota Medical Foundation and Impact Foundation in Fargo obviously established Giving Hearts Day well over a decade ago, and as a way to help boost nonprofits with a one-day Regional Giving Day. You do participate. You do have to register to be a part of the Impact Foundation. But with that, you get incredible resources and training opportunities. And for lots of nonprofits, we're small organizations. I mean, I'm not quite full-time. I have a part-time assistant. When I joined the foundation, I was not a fundraiser by trade. I was new to it. And so for a very low dollar amount, I had access to some incredible people that taught me some really important things to help me do my job well, and or to the best of my ability. And so to participate, you do have to register every year. But with that, it's not just Giving Hearts Day. It's some training opportunities 365 days a year. I also help lead the collaboration, I mentioned this at the beginning, of the Grand Forks area nonprofits that participate. And I want to say there's like well over 50 this year, which is the most since I've been involved in the collaboration. And there's really somebody for everybody to love. And the local collaboration always uses the hashtag Keep the Love Local. I think their averages on Giving Hearts Day, the average donor donates to 2.6 charities. They make it really easy to add to your cart, and every gift counts. Like, there's no such thing as a small gift, especially when it's being matched by some incredible donors. The foundation has secured $30,000 this year in matching funds. We have a goal of 60. So
Awesome.
if we get our donors on Thursday to come out and support literacy in the Grand Forks Public Schools, we'll have raised $60,000, which 50 of that will be permanently restricted in this endowment. So we're
awesome.
really excited for the day.
Okay, so you have 30,000 pledged, because I think people think that Dakota Medical Foundation matches all this. So you
Correct.
have 30,000 pledged, where someone says, "I'll match the dollar," groups of a dollar for dollar. So you raise 10, they match 10,000, essentially.
Essentially.
Okay.
Well, if we're going to get into the weeds
Oh,
a
we
little
don't
bit
have
about
to.
no, but we have $30,000 regardless.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
we'll be matched up to
Up to-
30,
yep.
but those donors are still going to give their entire pledge, even if
Okay.
it's not matched.
Okay.
So we're starting at $30,000
That's awesome.
on
Okay.
Thursday. So
Beautiful.
super
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, and you have to do that work to be in Giving Hearts Day. You
Correct.
can't just come in.
Yeah,
and
and it
ask
is
for-
hard for some newer organizations, and now that more and more people participating are participating in the region, you'd have to secure $4,000 as the minimum in match. And the reason why they do that is because they're trying to build momentum for these organizations, and they're trying to have them have conversations with their donors and supporters ahead of Giving Hearts Day. Again, it's a learning opportunity, especially for newer and smaller nonprofits.
So here's what I love, and I sometimes get in trouble because I think one year I got 2 statements, and I was like, "Oh, I gave twice to that one," because you
Yes.
go through and you get to pick. And I'll try to do a video on Thursday, because I like to show how easy it is. But you can go through and you can sort by community. You can sort by
Keywords. You could put books, and you're going to get all the organizations.
Yeah,
that are-
it's so great, and it's honestly, it's like it's addicting, because you're like, "Ooh, I could give 5 here,
But it
I
feels
could give
good,
20."
doesn't it?
It's so fun. I love doing it, and it makes it so easy. You check out, it's one thing, and then it's for those that have a tax person, it's itemized to the maybe you give $100, but you give 25 to 4. It'll show you where those gifts are given.
They do a
and so you
nice
have it.
job in Fargo.
So easy. Yeah, so easy to do. An amazing day to do it. And I always bookmark the givingheartsday.org page, because they have a ticker on there.
Yeah.
And you can see the amount of money as it comes in. And I know Emilia and her team probably have that up on like a big screen.
Do you know what I should do with you on Thursday? You should come with me. My favorite thing to do on Thursday is I go to Winship Elementary. And they do, their students are amazing. And every year they do some little fundraiser. Maybe it's a $25 sucker. And those kids really rally around Giving Hearts Day. And they do an assembly. And you cannot walk out of there and not have the biggest smile on my face, or on your face. It's just amazing to see learning this lesson as your at your younger ages, because it doesn't every gift counts. And every gift counts to all these wonderful organizations in Grand Forks. And to see the kids and the joy and the excitement, they make the big check and they write it out.
Oh my gosh.
I'll take a picture if you can't join me, but you're
Okay,
more than
yeah,
welcome
give me
to
the
come.
Info. I
will.
love it. Yeah, I'd have to come
So-
with you because I don't know how to get into a school
Well,
anymore.
yeah, you'd need a badge,
I know,
but
yeah.
you know
I
somebody.
know someone with a badge now. Yeah, I just love the vibe around all of it because they also have the tabs in the bottom where you can give of, because they really talk about time, talent, and treasure
Yeah,
through
for
Dakota
sure.
Medical Foundation, and where you can give of if a nonprofit needs items. So I think, do they sometimes have that on
They
there?
do.
Other ways you can give,
So
and
we
then how
can,
to volunteer?
Yeah, volunteer. You can sign up to be a volunteer on Thursday. If you're not ready to give or not able to give on Thursday, you can go to your favorite organizations. Again, you can sort it by Grand Forks. You can sort it by youth or whatever you're interested in supporting. And then there should be information on how to sign up to be a volunteer, how to donate goods. So I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, that's absolutely. There's more than one way to give.
Yeah, yeah. And I think sometimes people think, well, I can't donate. And it's like, that's okay because,
Sharing a
time.
social media post. If you have a
Yes.
favorite organization on Facebook and you want to do something to help, share it. Help them
Yes.
spread the word because you never know who you might reach.
Oh my gosh, I've been sharing a lot of adoptable
that's-
dogs lately.
Oh my gosh, aren't they?
Tell me about it.
Oh, I know. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. I know. Yeah. So, but sharing all of that is,
Yes,
where
that's
you see the
easy.
things. Yes. And I see in a lot of the groups where people say, I've got, Thursday afternoon open. What's a good organization to, to go visit? And it's like, oh my gosh, like what a great time. So
Yeah.
sharing that, if you have a small group, Amelia and I are in a Rotary Club together, but if
We
you have a
are.
group, that's a great time to go on and even check out some of those nonprofits. Think of ways that you can contribute.
sure.
And I always learn about a new nonprofit in our community. I feel like every year in going on there, I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this one and what do they do?
Again,
So,
it's just February 8th is one day, but it's a day for us to share our stories and let people know what we're doing. But really, we'd love your love all year long.
Love the love.
Love the love. It's all about the
Yeah.
love.
Okay, so say February 8th, someone's like, I'm going to sleep all day long.
Yes.
Okay, can they give on the
They
7th?
can give now.
Yes.
So this is new. Well, it's not new. They used to call it Schedule Your Gift.
Okay.
And it started in beginning of January. So you can go to givingheartsday.org today and add to your cart and check out. Now, before, they used to hold that information and then process it on the day. So some people forgot that they gave, and then they gave twice, and there was a little bit of confusion. So now they just call it early giving.
Okay.
So if you give today,
Yep.
it gets processed today, and it gets given to the organization that you're donating to.
For that.
Um,
okay.
Yep. So you can give. They just want to make it. It is. People travel. People are busy. So you can give today.
Yeah. Can
And
you,
then give on February 8th. I
Oh
mean,
my
who am I to
gosh.
tell
If
you
you're
what to
like
do?
Me and you're like, oh, I gave to that one twice because I was just so click happy. I mean, why not? They didn't stop me. They were
Yeah.
like, you
So-
know you already gave. Well, one other way too, I know some people really like writing that check and bringing
Yeah.
it in. So on February 8th, if someone wanted to stop by your office with a check, you can take that as
Absolutely.
a donation for Giving Hearts Day,
Yes,
correct?
yes, and
Okay.
any organization. But yes, if you stop at the school district, even today, you can write a check to the foundation and just please put Giving Hearts Day in the memo line.
Yeah.
And we can process it internally and we can count it towards our total
Yeah.
on Thursday. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Everyone loves a good paper check, and
Yeah.
sometimes people
Hey.
just want to come in and do that in person, and that's
and
totally
absolutely,
fine. Yeah.
we
so,
we are here for that. So
yes.
in any way you want to give, and again, time, talent, or treasure,
yeah.
we're here. So
Let's do
thank you.
it. Yeah, and books, man.
And
if you just want
books.
to come give some books, or if you just have some money and want me to shop for books for you, I can really do that. So.
It is really fun. Every
my
year we
gosh.
get to buy books for the Little Red Reading Bus.
Yes.
And back to the bus just for like 10 seconds.
We can talk about the bus all day.
It should be books kids want to read in the summer. And the one thing that's so popular is graphic novels. And we can't keep them in crates. Like the kids are just so excited to get them. So when we order them every summer, it's like getting a big box of new books. I feel like I was a kid back at the Scholastic Book Fair.
Oh,
There's just something about a new book.
there is.
So,
There is.
And the bus is in storage. It was in the Holly Dazzle.
Oh, she
It was
looked
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Those
again.
eyelashes she had.
She had some new eyelashes, courtesy of the Dollar Tree, and Customs Impressions. He did the eyes for us, which was really nice.
Yeah.
But again, you want joy, ride in the little red bus in a parade and have the window unrolled. And the kids are just so excited. One year, side note again, I don't know, do we have 30 seconds?
Whatever you want.
We took heaters out of the bus to make room for bookshelves because it is not meant to operate in the winter. So we ripped out the heating, put in the bookshelves. So to actually drive the bus in the Holly Dazzle is a little chilly. So the first year I was very cold, like picture a restaurant refrigerator. It's a big metal tin cold box. So the second year I brought in a little space heater, and right before the parade I had my blanket and I plugged in my space heater and blew a fuse. All the lights were off on the bus.
Oh no.
I thought I can change the fuse in the dark in 30 seconds, couldn't. And so obviously, and I was like, well, I can either drive off or I can just go down the parade with no lights on. So I did, and the kids were like, your lights are off. And I just smiled and waved down the parade. They were still happy to see it. And I now no longer try to use a space heater.
You know what though? You're a hockey mom. You can be in any
think
type of
I would be.
weather.
You think I would have been frozen enough, but
yeah.
There's nothing like a metal tin box when it's 0 degrees outside.
The things we do, it's for the kids.
Yeah, it's for the kids. And then the bus is a very old bus, and she's very happy to go into storage right after the Holly Dazzle parade.
Gosh, maybe next year it's going to be like, foundations needing a new bus. Could be bus year.
I hope not.
Yeah.
It's a very special bus that it was a lot of effort to put it together.
Yeah.
Did you know red is the most expensive paint color?
I did not.
It is.
Is it the most expensive to insure as well? Is that?
I don't know about that.
She's kind of a sports car.
She does. She's fancy, but red. And then we're like, oh, well, we want a whole bus red. And Rydell and their partners are like, you're going to get a red bus.
Yeah.
And then JLG designed the shelves. Not only that, the architect went to Red River High School with the design. They bought the materials. And they helped the students build the shelves. High school students built our shelves and installed them in the bus. So it was a real group effort.
Love.
Yeah, it was an exciting project to be part of.
Well, I love it. I love it. We could be here all day talking about all the good stuff, but you brought some.
I brought you some bookmarks.
Swag, some bookmarks. Love that.
Yes, and
February
some
8th. I think we've talked about everything, but February 8th is the official day, so that is Thursday.
Correct.
You can go online to givingheartsday.org at any time if you want, and just start kind of perusing.
Maybe add your shopping cart. Maybe prep it. Think about it.
Yeah, we all do that. We all do that. I do
just
all
like
the
retail.
time. Yeah. Prep it. Go through. Sleep on it.
Yeah.
And throughout the day, there's going to be all kinds of things happening in the community. I know Ground Round is having a lunch with United Way. I mean,
I saw Bully Brew. I think I saw it this morning. $1 from their coffees on Giving Hearts Day are going to Northlands Rescue Mission and a different organization at the east side. You'll have to go to their Facebook. I don't want to give out wrong information, but I know it was $1 per purchase or per drink.
Yes, I think there was United Way had 2 things too. So there's
a lot of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. I know last year intern Carly and I went and hit up the streets and enjoyed it. So
I think Real Good Cookies is giving away. If you go to their Facebook, they're giving away like a big heart-shaped cookie. If you haven't picked something for your Valentine yet.
Oh yeah, and the I apologize, I don't remember the name of it now, but it was Women's Pregnancy Center. If you donate, you get a red velvet cupcake.
Yeah,
for every
that's right.
$10.
They have a new name. I should know it too.
I think it's like for every $10 you get a red velvet cupcake, up to like a dozen.
Yeah.
You don't need to leave with like 400 cupcakes. So, so I did see that. So it's really cool to see the small businesses partnering to say, let's get people in our doors so you can see the small business, but also giving back to organizations.
And they do it all the time. We live in a very generous community.
Yes,
so we
do.
appreciate all the support.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I know you've got a lot to get back to because it's a big week for you.
Yes.
So we'll get you to work. But if anyone has any questions about Giving Hearts Day, please feel free to message me. Or if you have questions about specifically the work that Emilia is doing or any ways that you can help, happy to connect you to her and her team and get you involved there. But please be sure to share the word however you can and make this the best Giving Hearts Day on record.
Awesome.
All right. Make sure with everything that you do this week and today and Thursday that you put a fork in it. Have a great day.